I want to start a cryptocurrency. So here's my thinking on this. If you watched the recent documentary I did on the YouTube channel called Inside the ICO, you would know that really starting an ICO or a STO or an IPO is like starting any other business. Some of the fundamental principles of business really need to come into the equation. So the whole point of doing this video is to really just share my thoughts with you, to go through what is the thinking process when actually considering starting an STO or an ICO, and also to get your opinion, like if you were to start one, what solution would you actually want to provide? But you know what? Let's roll intro. So I love to come out here to do my thinking, to do walking, to get my thoughts straight whenever it comes down to a difficult business decision or any decision. I'm fortunate to live somewhere where there's a lot of fresh air and just nice scenery around me to help inspire this. But you know, one of the first things I want to talk about is capital. I don't want to start a cryptocurrency that requires $10 million, $30 million in capital. I don't even understand why a lot of these cryptos are trying to raise so much capital. Some of them I can understand because they're trying to change the entire infrastructure of the internet as we know it today. And I can get that. You want $30, $40 million just to get started as a seed round. But for most of the cryptos out there, you don't even need $1 million. Like, what do you need that for? One of my biggest concerns with a lot of the crypto startups is they're not coming at it from a business perspective. You know, what problem are you solving for the end consumer, for the customer? And you got to remember as well, some crypto solutions might not have an incentive to the person who starts it for them to actually get rich. You know, there might not be an incentive baked into the token design because it might make no sense to actually do that. I don't believe that we need $1 million from a seed round to start a cryptocurrency. The other thing is, I really believe we need to look at where is there a solution? Where can you solve a problem today that needs to be solved? And blockchain is the only technology when you bring token design to that can do that. That's what Bitcoin did. Bitcoin essentially said, look, we need to bring out this digital scarcity, this monetary system with no central authority. And that's what it did. There was a need for it. So what needs are there right now in the marketplace? And I have some ideas as to what these actually might be. In some of the up and coming training videos that I've pre-recorded for beginners to blockchain, and for a lot of you watching this, you know, you might already know a lot of this information, but one of the things that I talk about is George Gilder in his book Life After Google. And when I think about his book Life After Google, he's really talking about how the architecture of the internet as we know it today is going to change. When you think about companies like Facebook and Google, they own your data. Like, you are Facebook's product. That's how it works. But on blockchain, you're no one's product. You own your data. And so I think privacy in that sense is going to become very, very key. Part of the thought process I'm having here is more around digital scarcity, using ERC 721 tokens to actually build a solution for people using the blockchain that allows them to register something to do with them personally in a way which is totally unique, which cannot be duplicated, which is built into the blockchain process that gives people their identity and their privacy. Whether it makes profit or not, whether the token incentive is for the token to appreciate in value or not, I don't even know. I haven't even thought about that yet. For me, whenever considering starting a business, you need to think of the end consumer, and you need to start with that end consumer in mind. 99.9% of the effort should not be on the back end of the business or on the coding. You can hire someone from Upwork to do coding, or you can hire somebody online who's experienced to do coding. We even had someone on the channel here say, hey, I can code, which I really appreciated, by the way, if you're watching this. The one point I don't agree with is that there's only a limited number of problems. I think that if you think outside of the box a bit more, you'll find there's a whole array of problems that you can solve for people when it comes to owning their data and owning privacy. So I guess one of the other items for consideration that one has to really think about is, let's say you have your idea down. Are you going to go the STO route, or are you going to go the ICO route? Now, if you go the STO route, there's a whole bunch of hurdles you have to jump through, which is actually a really good thing, because to me, that actually protects investors and protects the end consumers from BS crypto startups. I also have another train of thought, which is I don't really want to go through tons of barriers of entry if I'm providing a solution which is actually good for the community, whether I gain from it financially or not. If we focus on providing a solution to the community that the community actually wants and wants to adopt, why do I even need investors? You know, if the community is aware of it and is like, hey, when is this coming? Because I want it, because you're actually providing something of value, then I think you're onto a winner. And I don't think it matters whether you go through ICO, through STO. Do you even need to do an ICO or an STO? Can you actually not just launch the crypto cold? These are the kind of thoughts I'm having which are a little bit outside of the box. I think one of the points I really want to stress here is that so much focus should be on the front end first, on the initial idea. I think what happened with crypto is everyone knew, hey, I can raise tens of millions of dollars because this is easy money. And actually for a period, it really was easy money just to start an ICO and to pull in investors' capital. Here's the thing though, let's say you did pull in $10 million worth of investors' capital. And what happens is the investors aren't getting a return. And then what you find out is you're having to bring on even more investment. So you're having to give up more of your token holding or more of your equity. You actually end up having to give up some of your stake in that. And then let's say you need even more investment. Next thing you know, you're being kicked out of your own startup. The actual difficult part and the most important part is at the very beginning. It's the very start. It's that initial idea. It's the seed. It's the solution that you're going to provide. Now, here's the thing. There can be 10 different ideas, and if you don't execute on them, you fail. So execution, of course, is everything. But the idea here is very important in that, is it going to be so useful for people that when you say to someone, hey, this is what my solution does, and they go, I want that. That's the kind of connection we're looking for. So if you have any ideas, if you are looking to collaborate, if you can see areas in the market where you think, yeah, this solution would be absolutely fantastic, and start small. You know, I don't believe in changing the infrastructure of the whole internet overnight. That's not my skill set. But what I am very good at, and I do understand the code side as well, what I am very good at is understanding whether or not there's value to an end consumer. And I think that's really the thing that I want to focus on first and foremost. So if you have any suggestions, definitely hit me up at admin@cryptowizards.net. And there's going to be all sorts of things that I need to consider, even what token to use, whether Ethereum is the right network to build on. You know, Ethereum makes it very easy for developers, but long term, is it the right infrastructure? These are all things that need to be assessed. Wait a minute, hang on a second. So Wizard, let me know what you think about this thinking process over here. I'm happy to take as much criticism as you can give as well. I really want to have my eyes wide open going into this. It's going to take a lot of time, a lot of energy, and you know what? I need your help. So let me know what you think. Put a comment below or write to me at admin@cryptowizards.net. Until the next video, take care and talk soon.